Alright guys, we are going to learn Java, but before we do so, we need to install two things into our system. Number one, Java. Why? Because where are you going to execute your Java program? You need some kind of environment. Okay, so we need Java set up onto our system. And Java does not come pre-installed or natively in every operating system. So we got to install this. The second one is, since we are beginner, right? So we can use Notepad to write our code, but then in that case, you got to remember, which package you have to reference, which class you have to reference, which method you have to reference, and then what all arguments are there for, respective methods and so on, right? So we are not prepared for it. Okay, so we need some kind of software, in which we are going to write our code, and that software is going to suggest us these options. Okay, so we are going to install Eclipse for that, right? But let's talk about Java installation first. So it's really confusing. In fact, when I started doing my development, I was confused which one to install, because there is JDK, there is JRE, and there is JVM. Okay, now let's understand the purpose of each one of these. So JDK stands for Java Development Kit, and this provides the environment to develop and execute the Java program. It physically exists, and from this image you see it contains JRE, okay, and development tools like interpreter, compiler, archiver, document generator, and other tools needed in Java development. So in simple words, if you want to do Java programming, you've got to install JDK on your machine. But let's understand what is this JRE as well. So JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment and may also be written as Java RTE. The Java Runtime Environment provides the minimum requirement for executing a Java application. This also physically exists. And again, from this image, you see it consists of Java Virtual Machine and core classes and supporting files. Okay, so if you want to run any application which is built using Java, meaning you're just a consumer or end user of the application, then you got to install just JRE. And at the last we have JVM. So JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. It's an abstract machine. It is called a virtual machine because it does not exist physically. It is a specification that provides a runtime environment in which Java bytecode can be executed. Alright guys, so I hope the difference is clear now. So let's start installing Java. So for that, open your web browser and you click Java download. Alright, click on this first link, Java Oracle. You got to install it from the Oracle website, guys. And you come in here, you click on this Java download, and recommended version 8. That's fine. Let's click on that. Guys, it is going to download JRE. What did I explain? I explained, if you are a developer, if you want to develop the programs into Java, you got to download JDK. Download Java JDK. I have installed 11.0.4, right? So I will prefer if you download this version so that my code will work in your case as well. So this is the one that you have to download. All right, and remember, in the previous video I mentioned that Java is platform independent, but JVM is not, and JVM does not exist physically, so it comes as a part of JDK. Remember this, right? So JDK is equal to JRE plus development tool, and JRE is equal to JVM plus library classes. All right, so in my case, guys, I have Windows operating system. Okay, so I got to install this one, but you could see there are different flavors available based on your operating system, like Linux, you have Mac OS, Solaris, and then Windows. Okay, so guys, I'm going to click on this. Now just remember that you require an Oracle account to download this. So if you do not have the Oracle account, just create one, because when you're going to click on it, it is going to ask you for the credentials. You provide those credentials and just download it. Alright guys, so once this is downloaded, all you have to do is you have to just double click on it and follow the normal installation instruction. Alright, now once this is installed, okay, you have to go to C drive and then you have program files. and then you have Java, then you have this JDK version, this folder, and click on this bin. And guys, in here, so you have this Java compiler, you have this Java exe, right? So all those important libraries, okay, and the tools are available in here. We require compiler to compile the source code into bytecode, guys, right? That's what we said. So the tool lives in this particular folder. Now we say that we also have to set up the Java path in the environment variables. Why so? So that these tools are available globally. Okay, so let us set up the path as well. And to set up the path, you just have to click on your PC, go to properties, click on advanced system settings, click on environment variables. Okay, now you can create a variable in this section as well, but let's create it at the system variable so that any user of this computer can access this. Right, so now what do we have to do, guys? What you can do is, I said set the path, so you can simply come in here, click on edit, and you can provide in this full path. Which path? This path. Okay, this whole path. But I recommend you to take a different approach. And why so? Because see, in here there's a limit, because you have to read it like this is a variable and this is the value of it. And I guess the maximum characters that you can enter into any variable is 2045, but there's a limit to that. So a better approach is you create one new variable, like so. You create a new variable, you give it java underscore name, and you set in this path. Okay, then in the path you go, you click edit, and you click new, and then just you set percentile java underscore home percentile backward slash and then bin. Okay, now once you do that, okay, now compiler is available globally onto your system. All you have to do is you have to open your command prompt, and you just have to say java hyphen version, hit enter, you see the version. Okay, so java is available globally now into your computer. All right, great. All right, so the next thing is we have to install the Eclipse. It is an integrated development environment. So an integrated development environment is basically an application that facilitates application development. IDEs offer a central interface featuring all the tools a developer needs, including code editor, compiler, debugger, and build automation tools. Okay, we have some famous Java IDEs like NetBeans, IntelliJ, and Eclipse. In this series, we would work on Eclipse. So let's download that. And now again, you just have to say download Eclipse. You click on this link, and then click on it, and it is going to download the executable. Once downloaded, you have to double click on that, and when you do so, guys, you would see this kind of option. Okay, you have to select the first one. Okay, and after that just follow the normal installation steps. Okay, once that is done, we are good to go. All right, so that's for this video. In the next video, we are going to create the project first, and in that we are going to create our first program.